Oil paint is probably the only substance that you can use that would get the effect that I want. So it's the only paint available. You can't use anything else but oil paint. It's also the most difficult thing to use. So it takes years of learning about it. What I like about it is the intensity of it. It's just beautiful stuff to use, really. There's always a danger of going too far and spoiling it if you do too much, I suppose, but I want to take it to the limit. So today's really just tightening up and adding light all the time. I mean, I think in an oil painting, the white is the colour, if you can call it a colour, that you use the most. Obviously, you're going to be very careful with that, but that's what brings out the light. There's certain rules that you've got to obey in any painting of this way, and you can't do it in any other way. So the drawing's got to be good, even if it's distorted. It's got to be good. It's got to have composition. It's got to have a good idea. It's got to have vigour. The colour's got to be right, and the highlights have to be strong, and then there's the mid-tones, and then you get the reflected light. So a lot of the time today I'm concentrating on reflected light, so mid-tones take care of themselves at the moment, so I've been concentrating on highlights and reflected light. And probably tomorrow when I come in, I'll be painting some of the darker areas round about the figures, you know, just to give that, well, it's just something that has to be done. It's just very carefully, of course. I'm going midway in between avant-garde, conceptual stuff and pretty landscapes and flowers. So it's kind of a midway in between the two of them. This is really what I'm best at doing, you know, and it's you know, it's my kind of thing, really. You know? I love doing it. Well, painting this size is great. It's what I like doing, probably more than anything else. It's to do a painting this size, you've got to have a really good idea for a start. You can't not have an idea because you have to fill the canvas somehow. Cram everything into what you want to put as much as you can into something. You know, if it's about kind of political subject with lots of things that you want to say, you know. So I've tried to get in the details of the church and the mosque, and also introduce some of the what's going on in the world today with the ISIS kind of atrocities as well, mixed in with Islam, Christianity. I mean, the figure down there is probably going to be turned into a Jewish guy, so there'll be all three major religions in it. And yeah, I think the world is becoming more dangerous than it ever was. Just everything that I'm painting in this, I seem to be getting inspiration, even from the Chelsea supporters in the Paris Metro, you know, and that kind of racist thing. So that kind of, every time that kind of stuff, every time something like that happens, it kind of it justifies in a way what I'm doing, really, because, you know, that proves that the racism and bigotry are still very much part of the world, and, you know, ignorant people. Part of the whole thing. I mean, there's ignorance and bigotry everywhere. I've enjoyed doing it, I must admit. You know, it's been good fun. Very, very tiring, actually. Been pretty hard work, intense work. I've enjoyed it. I always enjoy my work anyway. I love what I do. I could probably sitting here. I started around about 9:30 this morning. It's now nearly 5 o'clock, so I mean, I've got the energy to keep on going for hours, but gets to a stage in a painting where I think you've got to leave it and not rush it. So I meant to have had this painting finished weeks ago, and I still haven't finished it.
Where are we going next?
I think the one I was mentioning the last time to you, Porno City. Kind of, not in the when I talk about porn or pornography and calling it Porno City, it's to do with the pornography of ISIS videos, people getting decapitated. That's pornography in a different kind of way altogether, because people will watch that in a kind of, it's a gratuitous thing really, and it's warped and it's evil, but people want to watch it. Now, there's something in the human psyche that wants to do that, so I'm trying to discover what that's all about as well, and why this society now is a kind of mixture of Big Brother society and a society where every thought and every act that you do is being watched, and people are everyone's opinion really is dynamically ejected all over the place, all around the globe. And it's that's what it's like today, really. So no one's safe, really. You can't really say anything now.